all that over there. I guess we were supposed to do the news, weren't we? You have, yeah. Let's do the news. You have it. All right. Let me look. I'm gonna take you off the podcast. Nah, I'll just pause you, and we'll come back to Mayor Pro Tem Derrick Thompson in just a few seconds and tell you why he's here. But first, we have local news from CBS 17.
Wife gave birth to their daughter last Sunday. Both mom and baby are healthy and at home. Mowry says Anderson was excited to become a father and should be holding their baby girl right now. The Army says it is working with local law enforcement to find Anderson and ensure his safe return. North Carolina is reporting dozens of new cyclosporiasis cases. According to the state health department's dashboard, there are now 906 reported cases statewide and 31 hospitalizations. The majority of those cases are in Wake County, which has seen 510 cases and 12 hospitalizations. There's still no confirmed source of the outbreak in North Carolina. Tickets go on sale today to watch the defending Stanley Cup champions in the preseason. Tickets will go on sale to the general public beginning at noon. Season ticket members can purchase preseason tickets now. The Canes will play a total of 4 preseason games, with 2 of those on the road. One of the Canes' home preseason games will take place in Greensboro on Thursday, September 24th at First Horizon Coliseum. From the CBS 17 Newsroom, I'm Greg Funderburg.
Today will be mostly sunny and hot with a high of 97. A stray thunderstorm is possible this evening. We will otherwise be partly cloudy tonight with a low of 77. And Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 98, with a few stray storms possible again by late evening. We are no longer expecting relief from the heat this weekend, with highs staying in the mid and upper 90s, and even hotter weather arrives next week. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, thank you so much. 78 right now. Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also Fort Bragg. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
This report is sponsored by United States Department of Veterans Affairs.
My brother served. I wanted to help. I just didn't know where to start. Safeguard Veterans connected us with support that understood military life.
Support for veterans, families, and caregivers in community. Visit safeguardveterans.net and click on your city. Safeguard Veterans. Any door, the right support.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now at 103.5 HD2. Your information crossroads. WFNC.
All I wanna know is if it's cool.
News Talk 640 WFNC. Let's see if we can get this wagon back on track here. Let's see. Do we have your name up here right here? I thought I spelled it here a second ago. Let's see. Who are you?
Find out quick.
Yeah, no. Look, Mayor Pro Tem Derrick Thompson is my homeboy. I'm just messing with him. There you go. I got your name now. I always like to have your name underneath you. And we talked last week about having you come on the show and do some discussion about stuff. Now, the thing you got to know about Mayor Pro Tem is he don't interview much, do you?
No, I don't.
What's going on with that?
Well, I try. I'm a soldier, so I follow orders, and I don't want to step above anybody. So I make sure that the mayor is the face of Fayetteville. But when people reach out to me, I have no problem speaking up, and because I'm always taking the mayor's place anywhere he can't be somewhere. It's my job to fill in for him. So.
Well, yeah, and so you do a fine job here. But you and I talked last week, and we were talking about you getting in here because you got a program going on that you want to tell everybody about. So go ahead, knock that out.
Well, what we came up with, and that we're talking about, is getting a collaboration with Let's Make It Happen Together, Swan Davis, and the Bill Chris Senior Center supervisor, Miss Melinda Jackson. We collaborated together to come up with this idea to have a National Seniors Day. And we're going to have it on the actual day, which is the 21st of August. I don't know how many people knew that National Seniors Day was the 21st of August.
No, and I didn't know that either. What is that, a Saturday?
That is a Friday.
So it's a Friday.
It's going to be on a Friday. We're going to have it at the Bill Chris Senior Center.
And what an appropriate place to have it.
That's because we're going to honor him that day because he was a great advocate for seniors. It's named after him for a reason. He had a footprint in the design and everything for that senior and senior center east. I think they got that money from one of the bonds to help build those two facilities, and they are being overutilized. We might have to look at building another one because the seniors enjoy it. So we wanted to make sure we did something in honor of him and in honor of the seniors across not just the city of Fayetteville, but all of Cumberland County.
All right, let's talk about the mechanics of this because we just had the firefighters in here talking about putting their ball on at the Embassy Suite in October.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, I want to make a quick correction on that because if you're reaching out to get involved with that, I want to make sure you have the correct website. It's ccfcaball.com. It's going to be taking place October 17th, and Valor Awards are going to be happening on September 9th. So, great work. You know Captain Shake Shaft. You and him are friends.
That's my man. Very good guy.
Yeah, good guy. So you guys...
Chief Dove also.
Yeah. It's
you
neat
got Rick
that...
Meyer, you got a lot of great... We have a lot of great first responders in the
Sure
city
we
of
do.
Fayetteville. So.
Absolutely. And how long have you been here?
I've been here since 2003, so I've been here 23 years.
Now, were you stationed military here?
I was never stationed here, never
Yeah,
been
you're
here.
kidding me.
That's right.
But you're a
I
veteran?
retired out of Fort Sill, Oklahoma, after almost 22 years.
Well,
of
you
service.
artillery guy?
No, I'm a quartermaster, food service.
Okay, isn't Fort Steele's artillery?
It is. And it's a training facility there also.
Can you hear all right?
I got little ears. Everybody always asks me that, but
No, I mean that's the big joke
so
about.
I'm
folks.
used to it all the time.
If you're
so.
involved with artillery, you got some. Look, I got hearing problems with even just was from something that happened to me in Ranger School, but also the fact that when you're working in Signal, I'm a 25 Alpha, which is a combat communications officer. You're around generators all the time.
When you hear all that big booming in Southwest Fayetteville, I'm used to it. So.
Hey man, it's the sound of freedom.
That's right.
All right,
And freedom isn't free.
No, it isn't.
I have to remind people of that all the time.
That's right. And then I got brothers up in Philly. You still have relatives up in Philly?
I do.
And, what are you doing down in Fayetteville? They ever ask you that?
They don't realize, and I believe on my inauguration of being a city councilman, which was just 2 days ago, because it happened on the 11th of August, so it's been 4 years, I gave a speech, and I told them that when I moved to Fayetteville, it was like a hidden gem. I said, Philadelphia. I ain't never going back to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I'm staying in Fayetteville.
Look,
but I do go back. But Fayetteville is a hidden gem.
Look, I got a brother that lives on Marshall Street. I'm from North Philly. You're from West
I'm
Philly.
from West Philly, 60th and Larchwood.
Right, and you're from you went to West Philly High. Not Overbrook.
Yeah, no.
I went to
Overbrook was on the other side of Market Avenue.
And I'm from the real big old Olney.
Olney Avenue. That was up in the Germantown.
That's right. West Oak Lane.
That was in the higher echelon part of
Well,
Philadelphia.
but look, you know what's funny about that? I share this with a lot of folks. Move that microphone over a little because, there we go. You move over a little bit. There we go.
I like leaning when I talk. You know what I mean? We still got the gangster lean sometimes.
I'm noticing that. Vic, what am I going to do with this guy?
Some things you just can't never get out of, Gilbert.
You're walking down Broad Street. They're getting ready to go to the Uptown Theater listening to Philadelphia's WDASFM.
Exactly.
Come on, Carl Helm.
And you know what I used to, I'm glad you brought that up. You know what I grew up on? Do you remember the Midnight Storm that came on at 12 o'clock?
Yes.
They used to have that theme song that came on, and I used to work, when I was in high school, I worked and I played football and I ran track the whole 9 yards. But I would get off work at 12 o'clock. I used to work at Pizza Plus on 63rd and Race. I don't know if you remember it or not.
Sure.
But I used to have to walk home, so I didn't get home till like 1 in the morning. I would listen to that all the way home, The Quiet Storm.
Right. Well, you had the Dr. Perry Johnson.
That's what it was, too. You're
good
right.
Dr.
You
Perry
know it very
Johnson.
well.
Come on, sure I do. But you know what? I cut my teeth in Philadelphia on radio stations there on how it's done.
Right.
And it was a big shocker for me when I came to Fayetteville in terms of radio. Because it didn't sound like
it didn't sound like the way it was up north. That's for sure.
The only urban station we had here was WIDU, and it was different. Well, let's just say that it was different.
Let me just say, while you said, I'm thankful for WIDU and what they do for the entire community.
And Bill Belch owned that station years and years ago, and I ended up working for him because they ended up buying WQTI, which was 103.1 in Godwin, up and Dunn, and that turned into D103 FM.
Wow.
Did you know that history?
I did not know that history. Yeah.
So that's what it was. And you talk about listening at midnight. I'll never forget being at the Spectrum. You know Nikki Gerald's?
I do know Nikki Gerald's.
Yeah, Nikki had the Spectrum off Murkison Road.
That's right.
And I never forget sitting in the parking lot there waiting for D103 FM to come on the air because we knew this is going to be something big.
That's true.
Because it's the first urban station in this market.
Yeah.
Now, we had Magic 1450 up in Spring Lake. Do you remember that station?
No.
Yeah, and so it was WIDU, and I'll never forget I was a lieutenant working in a motor pool because that's what we did. If nothing's going on in wartime, you work on your vehicles.
Your equipment, right.
And the guys in there had this station playing, and I heard a record play, And normally on WIDU back in the day, it was like $1 a holler. It's
Right.
what the advertisement. So you had commercial after commercial. You hear one record and 15 commercials. One record, 15 commercials.
That's so many people was listening to the station, so they wanted to get their time in. That's
Well,
for
they had
sure.
to get, that's right. It was the only urban station in the market. And so I was listening, and all of a sudden, a record played, and then another record played after that. And it was back to back. So I called me. I didn't think much of it. And then another record played. And then this announcer came on. He was very well spoken. He said, it's 8:15. You're listening to Magic 1450 in Spring Lake. I'll be back with more after so-and-so. Who was that? What is, I wasn't used to that. And so I asked one of my soldiers, I said, well, who is, oh, that's the new station, Magic 1450 up in Spring Lake.
Wow.
So I couldn't believe it. And that announcer was Raphael Crawford.
Wow.
I'll never forget his name. It was because he ended up working, I think, 7 to midnight at D103 FM.
Wow.
And I took my suit and tie off, I took my uniform off. And to put a suit and tie off. I took my uniform off on a Friday when I got out of the military. And Monday, I put on a suit and tie and started selling advertisement for Magic 1450.
Wow.
And,
That's when music was music.
Oh, man. Don't get me started. Look,
don't get me started.
I'm looking at Vic in there, and he's just reminiscing, shaking his head about the history. Vic, what do you say? Are we right or are we wrong here?
Absolutely right. I'm going down memory lane with you guys, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and the thing about it is most folks don't realize what it all involved when you had a station like that back in the day. And Vic, I got you. I'll make sure to bring you up on the 3 camera here as well. You were a program director for, what'd you do at that 104.5? What was that?
Program director, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Promotions, everything.
Look, for us, music was our business.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring up WDAS FM, AM, and then FM came on because they started playing the long versions of songs.
That's right. That's
WDAS
right.
FM. Man,
A and B.
and the sound quality was better too on
What
FM.
I think a lot of people don't realize in Philadelphia, we had row houses. So if you was walking down, I don't know, maybe Market Avenue or 60th Street or 63rd Street, as you was walking, people were sitting out on their porches in their steps
On the
with
stoop.
their radios, playing music. And we all listened to the same station, if you believe it or not.
That's right.
So you would hear it, amplified. And sometimes when you get good people together, you got good music, you got a party started. So
there you go. Block party started on the stoop. All right, look, well, that's not, all right, enough reminiscing here. You're here for real business. But, talking about that stuff as well, because here's the thing, Derrick, when people see you at the city council meeting, you say, I volunteered, and we vote for this, I've got this. But they don't understand the person behind who this is. I mean, your family's up there. You've been down here, got wife, kids, and stuff down here.
My wife is here. I have 2 kids. One is in Hope Mills. The other is in Knightdale, right outside of Raleigh. I got 2 grandkids, Eloise and Emery. They're both by my daughter. So my immediate family is close, but my extended family is still in Philadelphia and Delaware, in that area.
Now, how often do you get back up to the city? Do you get up that much?
Wow, now we really going back because I had to go back because I just lost my mom 2
I'm
years
sorry to hear
ago, and I
that.
just lost my sister last year.
Wow.
So my brother-in-law, who is married to my only sister, so I still go back every now and then to take care of some of that business. So yeah. As a matter of fact, he's down here now visiting his brother in Leland, North Carolina. He's coming to visit me Sunday. So him and my brother will be with me Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I believe.
Well, look, the point of this is, and with this being a podcast and just a radio show in general, is it's a good opportunity for people to see our folks other than the suit and tie, doing your thing there, because we're all real people.
You're right.
And I just had the mayor in here earlier, and we were talking about the fact they had to kick some people out of the city council meeting this Monday because they started throwing the F-bomb and all that kind of stuff. There's got to be decorum in discussions about important items in our community.
Well, it has to be respectful, and that's support. And I tell people all the time when they bring up some of these controversial items that they think are controversial, I say, well, look, I live in this community too. I moved here for a reason because I love it. I just got finished telling you I'm not going back to Philadelphia, so I'm not going to do anything to damage the place that I love for me or my kids. So they need to take that in consideration when they come and voice their concerns.
Well, look, and I echo your sentiments because Station 78, and when I told my dad I was going down to Fort Bragg, I had never been south of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Now, you know, and so here I am driving down 95. I get to Richmond, Virginia. I've shared this story in the past. And I walk in. I've never heard a Southern accent in person. I've seen Gone with the
Call
Wind.
you a Yankee, huh?
Yeah, no, but I walked in and the girl said, "Can I help you?" And I just busted out laughing.
You didn't know what she was saying.
I said, she said, "Can I help you?" I said, "What?" I said, "I'm here."
Yeah.
"Yes, you are. You are here now. Can I help you?" I said, "Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I'm in the South."
Yeah.
You know, and all I thought was KKK, somebody was going to get me. And I ended up at Bragg, and this is just a wonderful community.
Being up north, you were never used to well, you only heard about the things that went on in the South until you got out of Philadelphia, and then you got to witness them yourselves.
I mean, the worst thing that's happened to me is the fact that I love sweet tea, now I got diabetes.
I was looking for sweet tea myself. So how did you get out of Philadelphia? You never said.
I was a battalion commander for my ROTC unit at Central State University.
So after you graduated, you went to college, and then you went.
No, I went to college first, and I was in ROTC in college.
Okay.
And so I got my degree in communications in English. I'm an English major.
Gotcha.
And then I was commissioned as a second lieutenant. And I thought because I was a battalion commander, I got a regular Army commission. I got my choice. I wanted to go signal school, so I'm an Army communicator. And then I said, I want to go to Fort Dix so I can be close to Philly. He said, "No, you're an Army Ranger. We sending you to Fort Bragg." I said, "Fort Bragg?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up stationed here in '78 and never left, and have no desire to go. And I've had opportunity to leave because when I covered the Gulf War, I mentioned this in the past. All of my stories were up on CNN's satellite because that's how we had to get it back. We'd climb up on top of the International Hotel in Kuwait
and broadcast.
And broadcast. So all the news directors saw my stuff.
Right.
And they ended up, I had offers in Miami and Philadelphia, and then I turned it down to stay here because I wanted to raise my kids in one spot, and I didn't want to be a correspondent, living out of a suitcase. I mean, here, I'm in Nicaragua because of earthquake. I'm here. No. I didn't want that life.
Well, a lot of people don't realize, speaking of the military, the sacrifices that the military make when they have to deploy here and deploy there. And I mean, after 10 deployments, if you're doing 25 years, it takes a toll on your family.
It's exactly right. All right, look, if you're just joining me right now, Derrick Thompson is the mayor pro tem for Fayetteville. He's got this inaugural senior citizen event that's going to be coming up. And we're going to be talking about more of that coming up in just a second. We're going to take a pause right now. You got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast right now with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Today will be mostly sunny and hot with a high of 97. A stray thunderstorm is possible this evening. We will otherwise be partly cloudy tonight with a low of 77. And Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 98, with a few stray storms possible again by late evening. We are no longer expecting relief from the heat this weekend, with highs staying in the mid and upper 90s, and even hotter weather arrives next week. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel. Right now we've got 77 degrees in Fayetteville, Anderson Creek, and also in Olivia. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure or develop sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify, but hurry. Time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health. Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNZ News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2.
News Talk 640 WFNZ. The best conversations on this radio show happens when commercials are on. And most of the time, I hope nobody hears us because
we aired our dirty laundry.
That's right. That's okay. Anyway, if you don't know, Derrick Thompson is the Mayor Pro Tem for Fayetteville, and you've got the senior inaugural National Seniors Day. Look,
correct.
I've got the flyer. He's handing me.
I want him to get it right. That's why I want him to get it right.
Look, I've been promoting this thing all along, and I'm glad that we made contact so we can get in here and talk about this because you were recruiting folks in, and we want to make this a big deal.
Right.
You know, and for quite some time, I've been talking about 40 under 40 that the paper has every year. What about us old guys?
Well, a lot of people don't realize the seniors are the backbone of our community. I mean, they're the ones that paved the way for all of us. So we got to make sure we pay homage to those guys because those guys are the ones that's keeping us steady, keeping us strong, keeping us moving, keeping us motivated.
You know, you just became a senior. No, I guess.
No. I'm 65.
Right,
not
I know
62.
that. And a lot of people don't realize that once you become 50, AARP starts sending you stuff at 49.
That's right.
And I never forget getting that thing at 49. I'll be 71 this Sunday.
Yeah.
And I said, why are they sending me this?
Yeah.
I'm not old.
They try to get you early.
Man, I'm not old as dirt. And I throw it in the trash. And then finally I said, let me check into this thing. Man, there's some good benefits.
Well, same thing with Medicare. 'Cause they flood me with Medicare stuff.
Well, that's good. So I'm glad that you guys
speaking
are
of
recognized.
age, you have to be at least 55 for this event. This is a seniors event, so 55 is the cutoff.
All right, well, look, let's talk about the mechanics of it as well, because before we can even have the event, we got to make sure we have it in place. You need some sponsors and things like that, or how's that going?
We're definitely looking for sponsors, and we're appreciative of the sponsors that we do have. I did a show just on Monday at WIDU thanking the sponsors for reaching out and sending us their money to help us pull this thing off, but we still need more sponsors. So if you guys are looking to support some seniors, either financially or in-kind donations, you can give me a call at 910-308-9688, or you can call Swan Davis or you can call the Bill Chris Senior Center at 433-1248.
All right,
so reach out to us because we need your help.
You know, and you threw out WIDU's name and talking about you doing all this and thanking other sponsors there. Mm-hmm. You know, I love those guys over there.
Yeah.
You know, and we just lost Sandy, who's been there for forever, and I remember Sandy from WFLB. To tell you how long I've known him, and I don't mind you saying their name, but if you're going to share shout outs to the sponsors, you have sponsors now you want to share some shout outs with?
Yes, I have a lot of sponsors now.
Just don't be doing it on WIDU.
gonna make sure I give a shout out to WFNC. I thank you guys for having me today.
There you go.
I thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak about this important event. This is a community event for not just the city of Fayetteville, but all of Cumberland County. So the more information we get out there about this event, the better. So I thank you guys for spreading the word. Well, we have a lot of in-kind sponsors. I thank PwC for being one of our platinum sponsors. I thank the mayor, who was just on here earlier, for sponsoring. I thank Senator Val Applewhite, Judge Stokes. I thank Jersey Mike's, who gave us a great check, I might say. We have thank you guys for spreading the word. WFNC, Fayetteville Observer, Up and Coming Magazine. We even had the Fayetteville Youth Council do an interview of us so we can get it out to the young people, because we're looking for not just sponsors, but we're looking for volunteers to help us pull this off. And the young people are the ones we want to get connected to the old people to let them know how much they appreciate it. So we got those guys coming too. We got Councilman Sean McMillan. I got my good friend DJ Hare that's sponsoring. We got Attorney Crosby. I try to get people that I give money to give me back some money. So I go to my bank. I went to Ideal Cleaners. I went to my auto advance store. I went to all these guys that I paid patronage to. Say, come on, guys, help me pull this things off. But I still need more support. So if you guys want to sponsor, give me a call at 910-308-9688.
Well, you've been in the community for some time. And again, hats off to Wes Cookman and his late wife, Sandy Cookman, backbone in the community for quite some time, especially for the black community and the ministerial community as well.
That's
so
right.
They do great work over there. So Wes is a good friend of mine as well. So we're putting the mechanics of this together. And, you talk about a combination between young folks and senior or seasoned folks, not old folks.
I don't call them old because now I'm a senior. So.
Yeah, that's right. And so there is a collaboration there. A lot of people don't know the baby boomers is the largest population in the country right now.
Right.
And as we go on and God calls us home, there's a lot of generational wealth that's being passed on to some young folks who are just doing like this, saying, how much I'm going to get?
Well, it's not just the wealth. We have to pass on that generational knowledge. We have to let these...
Okay, go ahead.
We have to let these kids know where they came from so they can know where they're going. So if we can get those two groups together, the seasoned and the young, maybe they can have that connection. Maybe they're looking for a mentor. Maybe they're looking for somebody that they can look up to. Maybe they're looking for somebody that can lead them in the right direction. Maybe they're looking for somebody that can tell them something that's going to change their lives. The seniors are the ones that can do that.
You started to sound like a preacher there. I was about to pass the plate. Quick, maybe we need some.
When you talk about preachers,
right.
My pastor is the greatest preacher here in the city of Fayetteville. Dr. Keith D. Tillett at Simon Temple AME Zion Church, and he's going to be our guest speaker that day. That's going to give an encouraging word to our seniors.
Well, that's why I was going to ask you about the mechanics of this. So we talk about we're out here begging for money. Somebody locked the door. Nobody's getting out of here until we make sure we have enough money to pull this off. But there's a senior day, a National Senior Day. And so besides your pastor, who's the greatest pastor in the whole wide world.
I haven't been all over the world, but for Fayetteville, I know I love him to death.
I know. Look, I'm going to get the phone call. Call Derrick Thompson if you want to challenge who's the best pastor in the area. Because I know some folks that will say, that's not true.
I know
in my church.
In my heart.
In your heart.
I can only speak for my heart.
All right. So in your heart, this is a conference in recognition.
Right.
And the way radio works, you know this, there were some people just getting in their car or just turned to sin who missed the whole monologue that we started this with. So let's get back on that for a second. Tell us what this is, where it is, and why we're doing it.
This is a National Seniors Day on National Seniors Day event in honor of Bill Chris that's going to be held on 21 August. That's the National Seniors Day at the Bill Chris Senior Center from 10 to 5. It is going to be a wonderful event full of vendors that's going to provide services to our seniors, whether it's going to be wheel services or health services or transportation services or physical services or extended care services. We have over 45 vendors that's going to come and give out giveaways to all of our seniors. This is a free event, and all we're doing is trying to recognize our seniors in recognition and in honor of Bill Chris, who is a key component of building that Bill Chris Senior Citizens Center, which is named after him. And Pastor Keith D. Tillett from the Simon Temple AME Zion Church is going to be the guest speaker. We're going to have giveaways all day. We're going to have music. We're going to have decorations. It's just going to be a wonderful event.
Well, I'm looking on the big flyer here and it says free lunch.
Free lunch.
What in the world is that about here? Enjoy a delicious meal with fellow seniors in a welcoming environment is how it's put down here.
Well, what I have learned is our seniors need to eat too.
That's right.
You know, as a retired mailman, but that's something we didn't talk about. You know, I retired from the post office also. We have a lot of seniors who are out there by themselves.
Well,
sometimes the only person they seen all day long was the mailman.
Was the postman.
So we want to bring those individuals out also. All those who have food deficiencies, we're going to make sure we give you a good meal. All those who want to collaborate with other seniors, because the senior citizen, they do great things. They have exercise. They have, what is it called? Knitting. They have sewing. Crochet, that's it. They have sewing. They have a swimming pool. They have cards. They have bingo. I mean, they have so many different activities. We want them to understand that these things are available to you all the time, not just on senior citizens.
Now, the Bill Chris Senior Center, 7560 Rayford Road. That's where that one's located.
That's right next to the Beauty Spot Missionary Baptist Church.
And they have a great pastor there, I'm sure. I'm just throwing stuff out here.
Let me say that I thank the pastor. He is letting us use his parking lot.
See?
Because the Bill Chris Senior Center only holds probably 100 spaces.
Well,
so we're collaborating with the Beauty Spot Missionary Baptist Church.
Who's the pastor there? Do you know?
That I don't know.
Okay, but that's okay. But let me say this.
I'm going to find out, though.
Well, that's okay. I put you on the spot, but that's all right. But I got a hotline here. It's ringing right now. Since you said your pastor was the first they have declined to let you use parking.
Don't put me on the spot, Gilbert. Don't put me on the spot.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let me just say this. I give it up to all the faith-based groups who are supporting this program. They have seniors in their congregations, and they are a figure in this entire community. I don't know what we would do in this city if we didn't have these churches that are doing things outside of the city.
Well, look, Derrick, you and I have been friends for some time.
Yes.
And I was really proud to see my homeboy win a seat on the city council, now Mayor Pro Tem. And so my hat's off to you.
Thank you, sir.
And I've known for quite some time that you don't do interviews. And, the fact that I have you here, then much respect between both of us to do this. I didn't jump out from behind the bush and say, "Why'd you do it?" Because that's always a possibility once you get on the mic. But I like holding the public officials to the carpet because we're concerned about how taxpayers' money is spent. And so the mayor comes under fire. Kirk Deviere comes in here. And I give people a tough time sometimes depending on what the issue is. But something like this, we got to have good news about our community. Good news about good kids, good news about good programs that are happening, because this is not Vietnam.
That's right.
It's
That's
not.
Right.
And for those of you still call it that, shame on you.
And we're going to change. We have changed that image.
That's right. It has
But let me
changed.
respond to what you just got finished saying. It's not that I don't do interviews. I'll do any positive interviews. Some people want you on just to talk about the bad stuff and talk about it over and over and over again.
right.
If you want to call me and talk about something positive, I'll be there.
Okay, I understand that. But as a journalist, I'm not here to promote anything good or bad. I'm here to get the facts, and sometimes the facts are bad.
That's right.
And so I don't make any apologies for asking tough questions of people in authority, and it's not always good news. And you always have to say, I have the right to remain silent, or no comment. And the worst thing you can do to a TV reporter, and when I walk in with a camera, do like this, no comments. Look, that's the first part we put on the screen.
Yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem, we tried to talk, and here's yours. Doing like that. But anyway, I appreciate your candor and invite you back out. As a matter of fact, I've reached out to other county commissioners and things like that, because even though the leadership is the mayor and the commissioner, there's other voices.
Right.
And are you up for re-election?
I am. Our cycles every 2 years, but it's not this year. We don't go until 2027.
And that's the only reason you're here. Because if not, I have to give equal time to all the people running against you.
Well, that's true,
and
too.
so I'm always aware of that when we get ready to a election cycle. Not that I don't want to give equal time, but I will.
Right.
But we can't use this as a platform for re-election.
Right.
If you want to do that, we could go down and see Pat Talkington down sales and buy yourself some commercials.
That's
and
right,
you
some
can
radio
say,
time.
You
That's
can
right.
talk bad about whoever you want, but you're not.
Well, I try to be positive in
That's what
everything
we
that I do. You was talking earlier today about the hours that you work, and this is my anniversary week.
Is it really?
My wife and I have been married for 41 years on the 10th of August, which was Monday. So I've been, let me say, on cloud 9 since Monday.
Well, good for you.
That's how much I'm still in love with my wife. I hope it perpetuates in the way I talk, the way I look, and the way I act this entire week and the whole time that I've been married to her.
Well, I can tell, but wait, you're always clean. I know she lays out stuff for you.
That's one thing she don't do is buy my clothes. I buy my own clothes.
I'm
But
with
I
you.
just like to look
Look,
professional
that's a
everywhere I
Philadelphia
go.
thing. I buy my own too.
Yeah.
All right, look, Mayor, it's time for me to give you the boot. I mean, Mayor Pro Tem. I always like kicking people out. That's the best part of my show. It's good having a good conversation. See ya.
Well, you can call me back anytime you want to. I'll always be here for you.
All right, I appreciate you here. And we'll talk about the Senior Center again. And, you know, I've been doing it before you came on the
I'm
air.
glad you are,
And
sir.
we'll promote it and
Tell
get
the sponsors I'm looking for their help.
We'll do it. All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. You want to go to news or you want to go to commercials? We've got local news right now with CBS 17.
Good morning, I'm Greg Funderburg from the CBS 17 newsroom. A Fort Bragg soldier has been missing for more than a month. We are hearing from his wife just days after she gave birth to their baby girl. Jasmine Mowry says her husband, Specialist Savon Anderson, has been missing for 44 days. The 25-year-old soldier was last seen in Fort Bragg on June 29th.